I am sore.
Michelle.
I am cooked. Up, we're on.
Do you see the message?
I guess where it said we are now streaming live on custom streaming service.
It says the content of this meeting is being sent to a third party.
Nope, I don't have that. Failed to enable virtual background. Your video has been turned off. Oh no, here we go again. Oh, wait. No, mine doesn't say third party. Your third party is. Oh, wait. Okay, we're waiting to see if anybody comes in. 1 minute. Aaron's chatting with me. What's it saying to you? You can write it in the chat.
I think just because it went live, it sent me that message.
Oh, okay. I got you. I'm just going to put the website in the chat. And we're just going to wait a few more minutes. We have like 3 minutes. We are already live. And I hope everybody is doing well. Okay, who's on the iPhone? We have a good evening, Aaron. I am happy to be here. And I'm not quite sure. It hasn't said this meeting is recording. Did you put good evening, Aaron? Happy to be here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're the iPhone.
Yep.
Okay. I got it. And so how's little man?
He's good. He got like a special note from his teacher that was sent to the office, and it was like just saying how respectful and nice and how helpful he is.
Oh, that's awesome.
So the principal, he met with the principal, and she gave him a sticker and she gave him a pencil.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right.
That must have made him feel really good.
Yeah, it did. That's the first thing when he got off the bus, he said, he's like, look in my folder, look in my folder. And he was like jumping up and down, laughing, and just so happy for me to see that.
Oh.
I know. I told him a million times I was so happy for him, so proud.
Exactly. He's such a cutie. Okay, we have 1 minute and hopefully it'll say that we are recording. And it's not, but we are on the Zoom where people can click on the link through the Facebook or the website. So I'm As I say every week, my name's Michelle. I am co-founder and co-director of the Doodle Den Foundation. And we are for helping those who are in the rehabilitation stage of their recovery after a serious injury or illness. And what we do is through our own experiences, everybody on the board actually, we've all found that hole in the system. So in 2018, I broke my neck and I spent just about 8 months between hospitals and nursing homes. Not the best time of my life. I realized nursing homes or skilled nursing facilities, if you watched last week's video, you'll know what I'm talking about, is not the place for people who are in rehabilitation. Rehabilitation has their own set of specialists and their own doctors and their own physical therapists. Totally worlds apart. Our mission at the Doodle Den Foundation is to get people out of the nursing homes and back into their homes. Whether that means helping them get a ramp, doorways widened, whether that means help with co-pays for medication. We have different programs that we're beginning to build now as we are a new foundation. We have our two pupperoos. They are 9 months old now, almost 10 months old. Well, 9.5 months old exactly, just about. And they are part kangaroo, part human, part dog. And that'll be my funny little story of the week in a moment as to why we now think they're part human. But they are doing awesome, and we will be sharing more on them within this week. So you'll be able to follow their journey. And also on YouTube, we at the Den is our handle, and you can probably see things up on there. And we're going to be doing a Friday night live, but more of a hey, get to know us as people live. So we all, as far as the puppies go, eventually when they're old enough, they're also our pets. They will become mamas to service and emotionally support animals, where we will donate 1 to 2 pups. And eventually, our hope is the entire litter to people that need service animals and cannot afford one free of charge. We have many, many surprises coming up. We have a idea for what we're doing for our spring fundraiser, which as time goes on, we'll be able to tell you more about that. But tonight, Janella, I sat and collectively spoke about kind of, there's still different avenues that we're opening on this, but different avenues, like you can, when you have a loved one in a nursing home or I'm sorry, skilled nursing facility or in the hospital, you as a family member can feel helpless. Like, what can I do?
Right.
You think that the people that are in the facility that your loved one is in, they must know what is best. But as Janelle and I have uncovered, that's not always so true, because somehow a CNA in many states, including Rhode Island, that the story had come out of, can go in front of the board because they got in trouble for probation. And rather than take their license, they just can't, for I think it was 6 months. She couldn't do, or 3 years, something like that. She couldn't do any private party health care. So she can't be trusted in somebody's house. But that skilled nursing facility, she can be trusted there. Make it make sense. Because last time I was in a hospital or nursing home, and it really wasn't all that long ago, they don't have somebody coming in and watching them. So how is that a punishment? And this CNA in particular ended up going and making it so that she literally moved in with a resident when the resident was discharged, and she somehow got the resident discharged. Coming from a person that's been the resident, you think these people have been completely vetted. You have no idea that you have any worries with these people. And you may have one or two that you bond to or feel comfortable with. And lo and behold, you can't. That they can't be trusted in somebody's home. That makes no sense. Nobody is going to babysit them, especially with these staff shortages, on what exactly they're doing. So, some of the things that you can do to help from people that have been there. Janelle, what do you have? What is a couple of things that come off the top of your head?
So, Michelle, I actually met somebody the other day at the playground who works at a nursing home or rehabilitation place. And we just talked for a bit, and she told me it is a job that is very exhausting. It takes a lot of your time, for sure, and it's not always easy. There's a lot of things that she has to deal with. And the
Oh,
problem is that they have way too many patients to take care of at once. And that is a huge problem on why their job is not being done properly.
Exactly. And here's the thing. I'm not in any profession. I don't care what profession you look at. There is always going to be a few bad apples.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And yes, they do deal with a lot, I'm sure, and
Mm-hmm.
all, including physical assault.
Yep.
They're dealing with people with Alzheimer's disease and dementia and, a host of other illnesses.
Yeah.
And they do not have the time that it takes to put into a person in rehabilitation.
Correct.
Bottom line.
Yep. I agree.
They just don't. And I understand. Okay, I'm not gonna lie on because I'm sure if one of them someday hears this, it'll be said. I was not always the easiest patient. I've kicked CNAs out. I've kicked nurses out. There was always a reason behind it. Um, it wasn't just because I was being nasty, but when you get, say, one or two of those bad apples, and then you have another group of them that unfortunately do not speak the English language in order or well enough to communicate with what the patient is trying to say. And I think that, there should be staff on that can speak a variety of different languages. However, one of those language mandatory, hands down, is conversational English.
Definitely.
And because when you're in pain or something's wrong and you're trying to tell your CNA and they don't understand a word you're saying, so they're just smiling at you, trying to be nice and get through it, but you're saying, I need help, and
They can't help, like you can't even talk.
right. And then you have the one or two bad apples, because I will tell you from my own personal experience, and I'm not saying this is every skilled nursing facility, I'm not saying anything like that. From the ones I was in, there was always, at a minimum, of three bad apples that did not, they hated their job, and it was very clear. They did not want to be there. They would end up hurting you. They would, and that could be, when I say hurt, that goes back to the whole abuse thing. It could be emotional, mental, whatever. And so when the good apple does come in, the patient, and I'm not saying this is with all cases, the patient's already on guard.
Mm-hmm. I definitely do want
And
to say that there
yeah,
is a lot of great workers out there, and I don't want to
absolutely.
discredit anybody. So
Exactly. Absolutely not.
I believe that it's
Absolutely
tough.
not.
It's definitely tough on both parties.
Exactly. And the both of them pay for it, but in very different ways.
Yep.
At the end of the day, a nurse, a CNA, a transporter, whatever, can either find another job. Not saying that they should. I'm not saying, because there are really good ones. What I'm saying is how it, but that affects their family, because then there's a lapse in that paycheck. And most people, including myself, go paycheck to paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
So in a way, they kind of feel trapped.
Yeah.
or they'd have to wait 30 days to get benefits, and they have their own children that they can't not have them on benefits
Mhm.
or themselves. And the patient also feels trapped,
Right.
especially when everything in their life that they knew is gone.
Yeah.
So it it's almost like a perfect storm, because the nurses and the CNAs and the doctors at the skilled nursing facilities and the nursing homes, there are many who do an amazing job each and every day.
Mhm.
But nursing homes and skilled nursing facilities, which is just another name for a nursing home, they are trained in geriatrics, not rehabilitative. And the problem with that is that you can hurt somebody very badly if you don't understand the procedure or the illness that they have.
Right.
You could kill somebody,
Yeah.
hands down. And a nursing home, especially when they have one poor RN per floor, I mean, that's absurd. They have like 50 to 100 patients at times.
Yeah, that is totally absurd.
But what they've done is that the RNs, all they do is tend to emergency and hand out medication. The CNAs do everything else, and the LPNs.
Mhm.
So you will only see a RN if you're getting medication. So the only person with any kind of medical background that you're going to see, you literally have under 5 minutes with. They're not doing an assessment to see if you're doing better, worse, what's happening. Instead, they come around, the doctor, one per nursing home, comes around every couple weeks. Are you kidding me? Or once a week. And these are doctors, again, that are not trained in rehabilitative medicine. They are trained in, and I've seen literally them trained in anything from obstetrics to pediatrics.
Mhm.
How is that rehabilitative? And how is a doctor in a that's been trained in obstetrics going to treat a man in a skilled nursing facility?
Right.
And but as long as they have somebody there to oversee, they don't bother even looking at it. So I feel bad for the RNs, CNAs, LPNs, like, and even, right down to housekeeping. But
Totally.
I can't even say, but it's either way you go. And honestly, they also, the person that you're treating, if they're in there for rehabilitative, not only, and I've said this over and over again, not only are they dealing with the physical injury, they have been traumatized.
Absolutely.
And when somebody has been freshly traumatized, they also may act out in ways that are not them
Mm-hmm.
because they're not in their right state of mind, their right state of being.
I agree with that.
And that's another thing that the Doodle Den Foundation wants to be able to help people with is making the connection with a therapist or a counselor for them if they want one. And I'm going to tell you, that is a huge component of your overall well-being. If you're having a pity party for yourself because you don't even know and it's not even a pity party, it's more of a fear. Like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
I've lost everything. If
Right.
you can't process correctly what has happened to you and be able to see that, okay, I'm still alive, I'm still living, just differently. I'm still me, ultimately. And that brings me actually to one of the holes that we've recently found is when most people insurance cards now on the back, if you need transportation to your doctor, they have a number on there and they'll come and get you if you're in a wheelchair, and they'll bring you to your doctor and bring you back home. However, there is no such community resource that if somebody, say, in a wheelchair or walk, or somebody who's unable to drive, say they want to go to Walmart, they want to, if they have kids, they want to be able to go to see the outside of the four walls. There is absolutely nothing. Nothing. So, and this will be much later on, um, that is a hole that we would all eventually like to be in a program that we would like to launch, is to be able to be getting people out of the confines of their home so they don't feel like they're trapped, so they don't
Mm-hmm.
feel isolated, because that's a horrible feeling.
Yeah.
So, just to lighten things up very quickly, I have to tell you the weekly Pupperoo story, because Ray couldn't believe it, and unfortunately, we didn't get it on camera. Well, we have Hopper, who's the silver and white one, and obviously we have figured out she's the dominant one, but she's bigger, even though she's 2 days older than her half sister, Moxie. She's got Moxie by quite a bit. But Moxie has a Napoleon syndrome. She attacks Doodle, the 3.5, almost 4-year-old golden doodle. She'll attack Hopper like she's absolutely nothing. She just bangs into her and like attacks her, and she's not being aggressive, but hey, I want to play type thing.
They're so cute. I'm
And
excited to see more of them.
Hopper apparently had enough. And Ray said he looked 2 or 3 times because she got up on her hind legs and walked like a human on her hind legs over to Moxie about 20 steps. And then Moxie stood up and they had a boxing match.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
This is why we think they may be part human. That, and they also know how you can't put anything near their crate when they go in there because they have thumbs, and I don't care how far you think you have it, they're going to grab it and bring it in. And I don't know how, but they've learned how to like curve their paw to make it like a hand.
I
So,
love them.
you know what? I just realized because it said we were not recording tonight, we probably are only on Zoom. So we're going to make this probably a little shorter tonight. And we can go over next week Patient's Bill of Rights, as well as what you can do as a family member to help protect your loved one. And if we ask that everybody that sees this Zoom, please share, like, repost. If you are in need of help in the chat, you can find us at www.thedoodledenfoundation.org and also on www.thedoodledenllc.com. That's the sister to the foundation, but it's also the main sponsor of the foundation right now. And with every purchase on that site, 10% goes back to the Doodle Den Foundation. And we will be having a huge sale coming up. So keep your eyes peeled. Another way, if you would like to help us in this, another way that you can help is by donating your time. If you're in Maine, please reach out to us. Our email is there. Reach out to us. And we have volunteer opportunities as one of the programs that we are in the process of launching is for people that have an hour or two a week to donate for the time and to visit, a nursing home and a patient that's going through rehabilitation and just speak to them about how they are, or an interest, or not about their injury, not about their illness, not about their recovery, just about how them as humans are doing.
Yeah.
That is another huge way you can. If you are not in the state of Maine and you would like to help, we still have ways for you to help other than like, share, comment, and subscribe. Um, we have a couple of other opportunities if you'd like. So email us on that, or you can text or call us on this phone number listed in the comments. And if you would like to make a monetary donation, we on www.thedoodledenfoundation.org, we accept PayPal and Venmo. And there is no donation too small. Trust me, every dollar goes directly to these programs and to future programs coming
Mm-hmm.
that we'll get more into as time goes. Um, you can, if you do not pay that, you do not have either one of those ways of paying, you can shoot us an email or shoot us a text, and one of us will be glad to get back to you. I will let you guys know sometimes it takes me a little bit of time to get back to people. Our connection is not always the best, but the broadband wires have been raised. Um, so those are some of the ways that you can help. Also, if you have any kind of gently used or medical equipment in good condition, we would take anything like any of those donations and let us know. We'll give you the address and we can figure out shipping. When I say medical devices, what I mean is, wheelchairs, both manual and electric, walkers, toilet seat extenders, bath shower benches, believe it or not, those little hand grabber things, that's like my go-go gadget arm,
Yep.
dressing sticks, anything like that you have that you do not have a need for any longer, we can make sure that it gets to somebody who does need it and is unable to obtain it, or is in the process of getting their home ready to come home. We do help people regardless of age or income. That is what sets us apart. I know that many states have, like Maine has Homeward Bound, but to help get people out of the nursing homes, but you have to be 55 or older. If you're under 55, there's nothing out there for you. And that's where we come in. So we ask that you please consider donating in one of those ways. That would mean a lot to us, and that's what keeps us going. So if you can spare a few dollars, please. No donation is too small. If you have medical equipment, if you have time, time is a big one. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. The more people that know that we're out there, the better off we are going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Not us personally. Well, yes, us personally in a way too, because we do plan on opening a chapter in every state in New England within 5 years. There is nothing like the program that we are building anywhere else in the country like it. So yes, it's going to take time, a lot of hard work, and a lot of money, and a lot of donations of medical equipment, and a lot of time. So if you have any of the above, please. Or, if you're like, I don't, just share. You're helping us there. And we are new. We just turned a year old. So, and we are starting to get our name out there. And we want this to be a place of, friendship, support, resources, information, and a place where if you've gone through it, you can even come and tell your story if you'd like. So that's pretty much how we're going to end this week because I'm not quite sure. Usually it says it's recording and then it goes through a restream, but I don't think it did that this week. Our Aaron, our IT guy who usually saves us every week, yeah, he gets a pass today. It's his very first wedding anniversary. So happy wedding anniversary, Aaron. He is actually on vacation with his bride as we speak. So unfortunately, he wasn't able to guide us. But we do have the Zoom link. We did cover a few things. And next week, like I said, we're going to go over the patient's Bill of Rights as well as going over things that you can do as a family or friend that has a loved one in a facility or just recently out, and what to watch for. What are warning signs to look for? We do know that they know who has people coming in and who doesn't. The people that they know that don't have people coming in at a steady stream seem to fall by the wayside. Whereas if somebody has people in at different times, they tend to get a little bit better care only because they don't want to get in trouble.
Yep.
So we need the volunteers in the main area that has that hour or two a week that can show up different days, different times, different whatever. And if they have even more time than that, you know, I'm sure we have more people that I know there's more people in that position who would love to be able to have somebody come in and just talk to them about who they are and just let them have that mental rest of where they are and what's going on medically at the same time as making sure that they're being taken care of. So it's kind of hit one bird with two. Wait, how does that go? One stone, two birds. Hit us. Yeah, I can't right now.
Yep. That's
Sorry. You know what I'm trying to say. So, with that being said, I ask everybody to please go check out our websites, both of them in the comments, and we will see you all next Monday. So I hope everybody has a magnificent week. So that will bring us to an end for tonight. And please join us here again next week, 7 p.m. every Monday, unless we're having a malfunction. And then We usually try and get it the next day,
Mm-hmm.
but we're still in the learning process as well. So thank you, everybody, and we will see you all next week.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.